In a long career in medicine, you meet thousands of patients and hundreds of colleagues, but only a few times, if you are truly lucky, do you get to speak with a living legend. A few weeks ago, I had that privilege. I had the opportunity to have a video call with a man who has become an icon of healthy longevity, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara of Japan. For those who don't know, he was a physician who practiced medicine well past his 100th birthday. His mind was as sharp as a surgeon's scalpel, and his wisdom was profound. I asked him many things, but one topic he kept returning to was what he called the hidden dangers of the quiet room. He wasn't talking about a library. He was talking about the bathroom. He believed that for people over 65, the greatest daily risks to their heart and brain weren't from the food they ate or the exercise they skipped, but from small, overlooked habits performed in that one room. He shared with me 5 principles, 5 simple truths that he felt were critical to preventing a stroke or heart attack. And today, I feel it is my duty to share that wisdom with you.
Welcome to Health Voices. We just jumped right into a fascinating story from our guest today, renowned cardiologist Dr. David Miller. And Dr. Miller, what an incredible honor that must have been. To speak with a physician like Dr. Hinohara is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. His perspective, combining a century of experience with a deep Japanese understanding of balance, must be extraordinary.
It was truly humbling, Sarah. It reminded me that modern science is fantastic at explaining what happens in the body, but sometimes ancient wisdom is better at explaining how to live in harmony with it. He had this unique ability to see the profound consequences in the most ordinary actions.
And that's exactly what we're going to discuss. You mentioned he shared 5 key habits, all centered around the bathroom. This is a place where our routines are so automatic, we don't even think about them. I was personally shocked to read a major study from Johns Hopkins University that found one common bathroom activity can increase stroke risk by over 300% in adults over 65. It proves that what Dr. Hinohara observed for decades is now being confirmed by Western science.
That's exactly right. The science and the wisdom are beginning to tell the exact same story.
I am on the edge of my seat. Let's dive into the first piece of wisdom that Dr. Hinohara shared with you. What is the first dangerous habit?
The very first point he emphasized with great seriousness was the danger of straining on the toilet. He described it in a way I'll never forget. He said, "Never declare war in the bathroom." What he was describing, in our Western medical terms, is a physiological event called the Valsalva maneuver. When you hold your breath and bear down forcefully, you dramatically increase the pressure inside your chest cavity. This action squeezes the major blood vessels, including the aorta and vena cava. For a brief moment, it can cause your blood pressure to spike to dangerously high levels.
And for a younger person, the body can handle that spike. But for someone over 60, it's a different story.
It's a completely different story. As we age, our arteries naturally lose some of their elasticity. They become more like rigid pipes than flexible hoses. When that sudden, intense pressure spike hits this less flexible system, 2 dangerous things can happen. 1, the sheer force can be enough to rupture a weakened blood vessel, particularly a small, delicate one in the brain, leading to a hemorrhagic stroke. 2, that surge of pressure can dislodge a piece of existing plaque from an artery wall, which can then travel and cause a blockage elsewhere, leading to an ischemic stroke or a heart attack. This isn't just a theory. A large-scale study conducted in Taiwan, which followed thousands of stroke patients, found that nearly 1 in 4, almost 25%, suffered their stroke either during or immediately after a bowel movement.
1 in 4. That is a staggering and honestly, a terrifying statistic. It completely reframes that moment from a simple bodily function to a potential high-risk event. It shows a direct physiological link.
It's a direct link, And it's not just the stroke risk. The strain also disrupts the heart's normal electrical rhythm. For the millions of seniors with undiagnosed or underlying heart conditions, like atrial fibrillation, this can trigger a dangerous arrhythmia. Dr. Hinohara's advice was simple and profound. Health starts with flow, not force. If you are having difficulty, the solution is not to push harder. The solution is to get up, drink a large glass of water, and commit to adding more fiber, from vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, to your meals, and incorporate gentle daily movement like walking. Patience in that moment is a form of medicine.
Flow, not force. That's a lesson for life, not just the bathroom. Okay, that first habit is a major wake-up call. What was the second principle he shared?
The second habit is one that people associate with relaxation and comfort, which makes it all the more deceptive: taking excessively hot showers or baths. He cautioned that what feels soothing to the skin can be a tremendous shock to the cardiovascular system. When you immerse your body in scalding hot water, it causes rapid, widespread vasodilation. All the blood vessels in your skin open up wide, very quickly.
And that sounds like it would be a good thing, improving circulation.
You would think so, but it's a matter of demand and supply. When all those surface vessels dilate at once, it's like opening up thousands of new side roads on a highway system. The total volume of your circulatory system expands, and your blood pressure can suddenly plummet. In response, your heart has to start pumping dramatically harder and faster to try and maintain adequate pressure and keep enough blood flowing to your vital organs, especially your brain. For a senior whose vascular system may already be stiff or whose heart may have some underlying weakness, this sudden demand to sprint can be too much. It can lead to dizziness, fainting in the shower, which is extremely dangerous, or trigger a cardiac event.
So the heart is suddenly asked to do intense work just to keep up. Is there data on this?
There is, and it aligns perfectly with Dr. Hinohara's wisdom. A landmark 20-year study out of the University of Tokyo, which tracked over 30,000 people, found that those who regularly took very hot baths or showers had a 26% higher risk of cardiovascular events, including stroke. The solution he advised is simple: moderation. Keep your water temperature pleasant and warm, but not scalding, ideally under 100 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 38 degrees Celsius. And limit the time to 10 to 15 minutes. It's about finding a balance between comfort and safety.
A 26% higher risk. That's not insignificant. It really reframes that simple daily shower. It's not about giving up the comfort. It's about making that comfort safe for your heart. Okay, what is the third habit? I have a feeling this is one that modern technology has made much worse.
You are absolutely right. The third habit is sitting too long on the toilet, usually with a smartphone or a magazine. It has become a modern sanctuary for many, the one place you won't be interrupted. But from a circulatory standpoint, it's a dangerous place to linger. When you sit in that specific position, often slightly hunched forward, you are kinking major blood vessels in your hips and legs. This slows down circulation in the lower body, causing blood to pool. In older adults whose circulation may already be less efficient, this state, which we call venous stasis, is a prime condition for the formation of blood clots, particularly a deep vein thrombosis, DVT, in the leg. If a piece of that clot breaks off and travels to the lungs or the brain, it can cause a life-threatening pulmonary embolism or an ischemic stroke.
I don't think people ever consider that. We worry about clots on long airplane flights, but not in our own bathroom. And you're saying the posture and the duration are the main risks here?
Posture, duration, and even distraction. A large study in the UK tracked thousands of seniors and found that those who regularly spent more than 10 minutes on the toilet had a 37% higher risk of cardiovascular events. It's a direct link. Furthermore, Dr. Hinohara pointed out something I found fascinating. The distraction of the phone itself is a problem. The blue light from the screen can delay your body's relaxation response, keeping your nervous system in a subtle state of alert and your blood pressure higher for longer. His advice was clear. The bathroom is a place of purpose, not a library or an office. Get in, do what you need to do, and get out. Leave the phone outside.
What feels like quiet me time is actually a period of hidden physiological stress. That is a profound thought. The body is being put under strain in ways we don't immediately feel. What is habit number 4?
The fourth habit is one of the most common causes of falls in seniors: standing up too quickly after sitting or lying down. It seems harmless, but it can be incredibly risky. When you rise abruptly, gravity instantly pulls blood down towards your legs and abdomen. Your body has a sophisticated system of sensors, called baroreceptors, in your arteries that are supposed to detect this pressure drop and signal your blood vessels to tighten and your heart to beat a bit faster to compensate. However, as we age, the response time of this system can slow down. For a few critical seconds, the blood supply to the brain can dip significantly.
And that's what causes that sudden feeling of dizziness or lightheadedness, where the room seems to tilt for a moment. Many people just shake it off and think it's normal.
They do, but it is a direct warning sign from your body. That event is called orthostatic hypotension, and while it might last only a few seconds, studies have shown that seniors who experience it regularly have up to a 40% increased risk of stroke and heart attack. The primary danger is the fall. I remember a patient, a lovely retired teacher in her early 70s. She stood up too quickly in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. She felt that wave of dizziness, lost her balance for just a second, and fell, hitting her head on the corner of the vanity. She thought she was fine, but days later, her speech began to slur. A scan revealed a small brain bleed from the impact, which had caused a minor stroke. It was a life-altering event that began with one rushed movement.
That story is truly heartbreaking because it's so relatable. It wasn't some dramatic accident. It was a quiet moment that turned dangerous. This underscores the need for mindfulness in every movement.
Mindfulness is the perfect word. Dr. Hinohara's principle was, honor the transition. Give your body 10 to 15 seconds. Sit at the edge of the bed or toilet. Take a deep breath. Flex your ankles up and down a few times to get your second heart, your calf muscles working. Then rise slowly. That brief pause allows your cardiovascular system to gracefully adapt, protecting you from a catastrophic event.
Honor the transition. That's beautiful. Okay, that brings us to the 5th and final habit. What did Dr. Hinohara identify as the last hidden danger?
The 5th habit is a combination of several others, creating a perfect storm. Rushing to the bathroom in the middle of the night. The urge to urinate wakes you, and your first instinct is to get there as quickly as possible. This is where all the risks converge. You are groggy from sleep inertia, so your awareness is low. Your blood pressure hasn't stabilized from lying down, setting you up for orthostatic hypotension. Your balance is off and it's dark. This is the peak time for falls. The CDC reports that the vast majority of falls in older adults happen in or near the bathroom, and these are not minor incidents. They often involve head injuries.
And a head injury in a senior can have devastating ripple effects, can't it?
Devastating. A 2020 study published in the prestigious journal JAMA Neurology found that seniors who experienced a nighttime bathroom fall were 2.5 times more likely to suffer a stroke, particularly a hemorrhagic stroke, in the following month. One fall can trigger a slow bleed in the brain that only becomes apparent days or weeks later. It's a silent cascade that begins with that single rush trip in the dark.
2.5 times more likely. That is an almost unbelievable statistic. It connects a simple fall to one of the most feared medical events. So, what was Dr. Hinohara's solution to this perfect storm?
His solution was a mantra of safety before speed. It means preparing for the event before it happens. Have a soft glow nightlight to illuminate the path. Keep the path completely clear of rugs or obstacles. If you have balance issues, keep a cane or walker by the bed. And most importantly, practice the same mindfulness we just discussed. Wake up, turn on the light, sit on the edge of the bed for a moment, and only then proceed to the bathroom slowly and deliberately. Don't let the urgency of your bladder override the wisdom of your body.
That really brings everything full circle. Strain, temperature, time, speed, and awareness. 5 simple habits that happen in the most private room of the house, yet each has the power to either protect you or put you at grave risk. Dr. Miller, this has been one of the most practical and profound conversations we've ever had on this show. Before we close, if you had to distill Dr. Hinohara's wisdom into one final thought for our audience, what would it be?
It would be what he told me at the end of our talk. Treat your bathroom like a place of tranquility and balance, not a place of haste or struggle. Move slowly, breathe deeply, and grant your heart and brain the time they need to keep you safe.
And that is the perfect, powerful thought to end on. A place of balance, not a battlefield. Thank you, Dr. Miller, for sharing these invaluable lessons with us. If this conversation has made you look at your daily routine differently, please give this video a like and subscribe to Health Voices for more essential health wisdom. And please, share this with every parent, grandparent, and loved one in your life. It could be the most important piece of advice they receive this year. In the comments below, let us know which of these habits you plan to be more mindful of starting today. Thank you for joining us on Health Voices. Move slowly, stay safe, and take care. We'll see you next time.